So Trump said something yesterday that should terrify every single person in this country, regardless of party. He said he's governed by his own morality. His own morality. So let that sink in for a minute. The President of the United States just told us he doesn't answer to law, tradition, the Constitution, or any external standard of right and wrong, just his own internal compass. And I got to ask, have you seen this compass? Because I have, and it points directly at whatever benefits Donald Trump personally. So let's talk about Trump's morality for a minute. This is a guy who found liable for sexual abuse by a jury, mind you. That's not an opinion, that's a court ruling. E. Jean Carroll, he owes her $83 million, which he still has not paid basically a dime, by the way. So his morality says you can assault women, lose in court, and just not pay up. So cool moral code, Don. His morality says you can stiff contractors who built your buildings, hundreds of small business owners who did the work, sent the invoice, and got nothing. Some of them went bankrupt waiting for Trump to pay them. But hey, his morality said it was fine. His morality says you bankrupt casinos. Casinos. The business model is literally people hand you money and then you get to keep most of it. And he bankrupted 6 of them. But sure, let's trust his moral judgment on economic policy. His morality says you mock a disabled reporter on national television. Remember that? Flailing arms, the face all twisted. That's the morality governing our nuclear codes right now. His morality says you steal from a children's cancer charity. That actually happened. The Trump Foundation got shut down for fraud. They were using donations meant for kids with cancer to buy paintings of Donald Trump. A judge ordered him to pay $2 million in damages, and that's the morality we're supposed to trust. And let's talk about the grift that's happening right now. Trump selling cryptocurrencies, NFTs, gold sneakers, $100,000 watches, digital trading cards, whatever garbage his team can slap his name on this week. He's hawking phones and Bibles while sitting in the Oval Office. His morality says you can use the presidency as a personal merchandising opportunity. And here's the thing, you can't run a grift this obvious without a population that is primed for it. MAGA bought the stakes, the university, the bogus charity pitch. They've been conditioned to see the con as proof of success. So when Trump launches another scam product, they line up because they think that's what winning looks like. His morality created the marks and then sold them garbage. And here's the kicker. His morality says this is all fine because, quote, when you're a star, they let you do it. That's his actual worldview. Power equals permission. If you can get away with it, it isn't wrong. So when Trump says he's governed by his own morality, he's not describing a principled stance. He's announcing that he's above accountability, that laws, norms, and basic human decency don't apply to him because he's decided that they don't. And if you're thinking, well, that's just Trump being Trump, let me ask you this. What happens when a president who believes he answers to no one gets unchecked power? What happens when the guy who mocked the disabled, defrauded veterans, and sexually assaulted women decides his morality says he can ignore election results, or jail his critics, or suspend the Constitution? Because of all of that becomes possible when someone's moral code is just, whatever serves them in the moment. So this isn't partisan, this is basic. You don't have to love Democrats to recognize that a leader who explicitly rejects external accountability is dangerous. That's not how republics survive. That's how authoritarians consolidate power. So here's what you do. You call your representatives, both parties, tell them that you expect them to uphold actual law, not Trump's version of morality. Show up when protests happen. Talk to your friends who still think this is normal and walk them through the receipts. Because if we let a guy governed by his own morality run this country unchecked, which I wouldn't trust anybody's morality with no written code, we're going to find out real fast that his morality has nothing to do with what's right and everything to do with what he can get away with. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. It's all documented. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.